What is up? Welcome back to more Car Seat Headrest. More Car Seat Headrest. Today we're listening to How to Leave Town. People were telling me this is an EP in my comments. Other people would tell me it's an album. It's listed as an album on Spotify. It's certainly album length. We're going to be listening to it today based off of y'all recommendations. It's been a minute since I've listened to some Car Seat Headrest, but whenever I listen to the albums, it's usually like a pretty spectacular experience. Given our thoughts, our opinions, hopefully this lives up to their other two albums, which I love a lot. Let's hop right in. As always, if you're new here, feel free to like and subscribe. If you want to listen to any more Car Seat Headrest, drop it in the comments down below, or any other artist. I will get to them eventually, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my patrons. They got to see this live and unedited on there, so thank y'all, appreciate y'all. And yeah, let's get right into it. Anyways, track number 1. Okay. 14 minutes? I didn't even see that. Okay. We're taking a second. Oh. Oh. What synth is this? Oh my god, what the fuck?
As his friend falls under the wheel,
Oh.
but the headlights don't flinch, and the engine doesn't stutter. Myself, I only care about myself, and other fears too stupid to mention. I know I'll be ripped in heaven.
Damn.
I was young, I was thin, I had money, and I loved you. Speaking of the shabby bop bop shibby, oh yeah, shabby bop bop shibby, oh yeah. I take up space, will there be a space for my soul in space? That's heaven to me. 98083. Then I can start to work on a meeting. Speaking of the
Oh my god.
to make you feel something besides pain.
This is my favorite part of the song. Oh my, that was my favorite.
But I still felt the eyes upon me, so I drove away.
Oh my god. Oh my god. First things first, I gotta compliment the band, because this may be the third or fourth 10+ minute song I've heard by them now. And I just, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they just make these songs seem so short. I don't know how they make 14 minutes seem like it's nothing. Like there's not many artists that that I know that could do that. So I find that wild. I find that absolutely wild. I love the synth work in that. I love the synth work in this. That's just something that I wasn't expecting at all. His songwriting here is very different. You know, it's you can clearly get the vibe that, you know, he's just like maybe in like an isolated room. Maybe he's just like writing a song on here later on about maybe a past love and how, you know, there's a better place and time that they could both be in. You know, this kind of idea of his heaven. He brings up the heaven earlier in the song, talking about how there's a version of him that's, you know, thin and everything like that. And then he gets to that point. He gets to that point where he has money, he's thin, but he's still not quite happy. And then he kind of gets to this person. So then he, you know, talks about a heaven with this person in it. So I just think the whole pacing of that song was crazy. I would say my favorite musical moment and my favorite sounds was when it was like maybe 8 or 9 minutes in, when everything just kind of started to peak. I love that part. That was incredible. Let's get into number 2 now, which is Beast Monster Thing.
So all your friends are leaving town. You're hiding out in your parents' house. They wonder why you never go to church. Hard to explain why it doesn't work. He feels the feelings, I read the words. I program my songs with myself. He feels the feelings, I read the words. He writes down his feelings. I say, and he never had a good time, and he never saw the bright lights, and he never saw the good times. So I sleep in my old loft bed. Tip adds up to more than I think. And I admit my heart is a laughing stock, but that's why. When I'm staring at the paint pad, fun while it lasted, but it didn't last. It was fun while it lasted, but it didn't. It was fun while it lasted, but it didn't last.
Referring to what you said, I do find this sort of surprising that these were outtakes, but I'm certainly glad that they polished these up, because honestly, I think these first 2 songs I would have found to be highlights on Teens of Denial, and it's just the first 2 songs. We still got a bunch here. I think the main thing that I love the most about that song, in, you know, his songwriting sense, was just, you know, the way he can talk about himself, not necessarily from a third person perspective. He's not really using his name, but he's just kind of talking about how him and his emotions are kind of split, you know, and his emotions are just kind of feeding to him, and then he's kind of just writing it out rationally. There's not really that much synthesizer compared to the first song right there. But I still love that one, and I love the chorus as well. I thought it was super strong. All right, let's get into number 3 now, which is Kamochi Wari. Oh.
Father never loved him, The band just wanted the money.
Wait, really?
Was an alcoholic.
Wait, really?
Down looking for treasure. To stay the night, and it's hard to
Oh.
be here at all.
I love this synth, bro. I really do.
I have no faith in life to leave me satisfied.
I feel sick. I don't feel well.
Who's talking?
I'm in a system feeling.
So simple. Summaries of being human. And now I'm torn between trying to be a better man.
Oh my god.
When will I
Gotta say, I'm loving this sort of like, I don't know. I feel like these are some late night vibes. I feel like these are some late night driving around vibes right now. I don't know why. I think it's just the synthesizer that makes it that way, and that kind of like makes that sound like that. Kind of in the beginning, writing a letter to himself saying, you know, Will, you gotta get your shit together. You gotta get on that shit. And then he kind of, you know, thinks about the thought of how, you know, maybe, you know, getting to a level of status or fame will make things easier. And then he looked at Brian Wilson and his life and what he had to deal with, and he realizes that that's certainly not the case. So then, you know, he kind of, you know, comes to the realization that, you know, in order to learn how to live, he has to look at the other people that, you know, lived before him in maybe in this music life. So maybe, like, you know, that's what he's trying to do, but he's not really getting there yet. It seems like maybe he's just sort of sitting around procrastinating, maybe sitting around similar to how he's doing on the album cover. Maybe that's how he's feeling. Let's get into number 4 now, which is a pretty short song, is I-94W. Okay. I wonder what the story is behind that. I love the way that guitar sounded. Had like a little bit of like a reverser on it, so that was great. Maybe, you know, maybe the location is just where he wrote that song. Like maybe where he was playing it. I thought he was driving, but maybe not. Maybe he's just, you know, away from something. Maybe he's 832 miles out from town. Maybe he left town. Perhaps that's what happened. I don't know. Let's get to number 5 now, which is You're in Love with Me. I love the way we're going now. I love the way we're going now.
Hello, I'm so excited to finally be here.
Okay.
Maybe I'm a little embarrassed, but it's alright. It's alright. Just take it to the left and shake it to the right. You're in love with me. Last night I dreamed Obama came to my birthday party and they made a giant banner of my views.
Obama?
You're in love with me. You're in love with me.
Oh my god. And I mean, I think the song had a simpler message compared to a lot of these other songs on here, though. Barack showed up to his birthday party in his dream. Let's go. Like a similar attitude to a lot of his songs on Teens in Denial. I think you're right about that. I mean, but like I believe him. I think Barack did show up in his dream, wished him a happy birthday. You know what I mean? So good on him. You know what I mean? Got the president's approval on that one. But yeah, definitely a lot of possessive energy towards this person. I think it's great. Getting into number 6 now, which is America, Never Been. Gotta pull up lyrics on my phone, because I doubt it's an instrumental.
You can drive across the whole thing in 4 days. How the hell is you ever haunted in this whole solar system?
Oh my god.
And it's not one I recognize. America, America, America.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
How can I get out alive? But is it really real? Can you recall it? Hey man, just shut up and drive. I thought we'd be on the road all night when that ice storm hit in Texas. I just never went America. I've never seen America. Fantasies are faking orgasms. They're only in it for the money I made up for them. I traded ideas, opinions, and artistry, and my face is on every dollar. This is heaven, but heaven is here. It's so loving time to roll. But when you're mad at me, it's the end of time. And I'm mad at you all the time.
Oh my god.
No, I've never been. I just never win. I have never seen America. Like
Oh my god. Alright, that another massive highlight for me. Another massive highlight for me. He mentions heaven again, this idea of heaven within America. I don't know if America is a metaphor for how their relationship is going, because maybe a lot of people see America as a sort of heaven, but America also has tons of problems, such as his relationship. So I don't know if this is just a big metaphor. And maybe, you know, how to leave town is also now a metaphor for how to, you know, exit this relationship, how to exit this part of his life. So maybe it's not necessarily his direct town that's affecting him. Maybe it's just the area that he's living in. And this is such a road trip album. Like, the sound of this is such a road trip album. Like, you could genuinely listen to this from start to finish, I felt like, multiple times. Let's get into track number 7 now, which is I Want You to Know That I'm Awake. Slash I Hope That You're Asleep.
Bullshit, love is bullshit.
when you're here all night. Mind if I resent you for a year tonight?
Oh, he's kind of toxic.
Sometimes I love you, but it's hard to say. There are times when I don't know. It doesn't matter what I say if you don't say anything in response. The final phrase of my last sentence hangs in the air, sounding stupider and stupider. It's a demo of my latest sentence. I'll firmly get habits later. And it fits together real nice. And cut out all the lights. Ever try and help me when you were in the kitchen?
What a dick.
I drove off to go buy some stuff, which was a mistake because I didn't want to come back. I just sat in the parking lot. Flashback to my first ever song. I had to hide from you. If days like this, I am hiding from you. I could Michael and Brian broke up today, but we're not like them. No, we're nothing like them. Frankie and Eva broke up today, but we're not like them. We're separated for a year, but we're not like them. No, nothing like them.
Oh my god. I think y'all like them. I think they like them. Wow. Okay. Okay. Instrumentally, sound-wise, what I would expect to hear from a Car Seat Headrest song, that kind of sound. Finally, I can actually start to see the Teens of Denial similarities here, because he is denying. He is in denial. He is literally in denial. I mean, come on now. I mean, he spent a majority of that song talking about their problems, the couples that have broken up and the couples that have got broken up and got together. He says, hey, we're not like them, when clearly they're worse. Clearly they're worse. And I think that he wants, his lover to stay asleep, because if they wake up, then he has to face the reality of what it is, because it's easy when they're both asleep, they're not fighting. But in this current state of the relationship, it looks like shit's not going good. If you gotta sit in that parking lot and just be in there, it looks like shit's not right. No, there's no doubt that there's love there, but it looks like there might be some animosity. There might be some crazy animosity. And I love how he's also referencing, learning from, and now it looks like he's also referring to the past with Yoko and John, and, maybe he's just trying to think about the problems that, they had, and maybe he's just trying to implement them and, how to fix them so, history doesn't really repeat itself in his relationship. So maybe that's also what's going on. Love that song. I feel like there's so many different layers to his songwriting. I think he's a genius.
The cool thing about having a lot of artist friends is getting to see a lot of unreleased or unfinished work being tossed around casually. The shitty thing about having artist friends is getting into the front seat of their car and having to rest your feet on fast food burger wrappers and empty Gatorade bottles. It's depressing to realize that these people that you thought had a much better hold on life than you don't really have their shit together. Or at least not in the normal sense. Shorthand directions to Elm Hills, Minneapolis, Bozeman, Tiger Mountain. Great place to see for the coupon attack. couple months.
It's impossible for an artist not to puke in a cup holder. And he's like, hey, but I'm not excluding myself. I also did that. So, I mean, I've never done that. I don't know about y'all, but I mean, also, he's once again looking at artists in his life, looking at people that he thought, had their shit together, had a strong mindset, but it looks like, after hearing their music, they don't have their shit together. They are an absolute mess. And I think he's also sort of critiquing them in the beginning of the song because it seems like this guy, releases his music down to the fucking detail. He does not care to air out the problems that he has in his relationships. I mean, we can see that on Teens in Denial. We can see that on Twin Fantasy. So maybe he looks at the people who just sort of casually tossing around their music that's, so meaningful and not releasing it. And he's like, hey, why aren't you dropping this? This is such a meaningful part of your life. Why aren't you releasing it out to the public? Maybe that's also a big critique that he has towards, these artists, which he is one. So maybe he's also critiquing himself there. Love this album so far. Let's end it out with a big one. Hey Space Cadet.
It is 2014 and I have no idea what is going on in my life. I'm so excited to finally be here. Hello, hello, ain't here.
Hey, it happens.
Rose and margaritas in Austin. Business with Elvis. And I'm so far away from home. Last night I dreamed I had returned. Hey, Space Cadet. You can hang out with your friends, even when you are with them. You're gonna need a lot of love, but not the kind you're thinking of. And the time had too long to come and write this song. Hello, hello, hello. Should be easier than this. We should fit like a glove. And the hands instead. Hey, Space Cadet. It's alright to want to dream. What can you do? What can you
Damn. maybe he is the space cadet. Maybe he is the space cadet that he's talking about. That's him sort of leaving town. That's him sort of after he left and ran away. He says at the end that he's gonna need a lot of love, and it's not the kind of love that he's thinking about. So maybe he just needs to love himself. Maybe he needs a lot of self love, because clearly the love that he's getting from his relationship is not cutting it at all. I thought the sound of that song was perfect. The way we came in was so great, so it only makes sense for the way to come out of this as well. Enjoy this more than Teens of Denial. I'm not sure if I enjoy this more than Twin Fantasy. I think I need to revisit Twin Fantasy and then revisit this once more after to finally make that decision. This is actually incredible. I think, to be honest, I think replay value wise, I think I find the most in this album, just because he's talking about a lot of his personal issues, but I find it to be much more easy to relate to these than I love hearing what he says about artists and what they go through and how they're not perfect people. So I love this album for that. And yeah, I feel like that's all I gotta say right now. There's not necessarily anything bad I can say about this. Maybe I should listen to Monomania. Maybe I should. This is not the end of Car Seat Headrest on the channel for sure. So if y'all want me to listen to Monomania next, feel free to let me know. My favorite songs off of here are the ending of Dramamine, Kimochi Wari, America, I Want You to Know That I'm Awake, and Hey Space Cadet. Probably those five. Those five we're getting. I think we're getting closer to the next ranking. So if you want me to want me to get to somewhere that you want me to listen to really bad, feel free to drop it in the comments before then. And yeah, I love and appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by, checking this out, and thank you for watching the live stream if you did. I love y'all.